welcome to the very first episode of our talk show, The Common People, where we're going to be discussing about the very important issues of our society. Before we proceed, let me tell you a little something about the concept of this talk show. So the concept of the talk show is to discuss and highlight the many important issues of our society which are sometimes left unnoticed. I would like to raise these issues in front of the world, so by the end of each episode we have a lesson that we've all learned. So for those who don't know me, my name is Zahra Mirza and I am your host for this talk show. So today's topic is a topic of taboo, a topic most people don't even think about: single parenting. Parenting with a partner is a challenge on its own, and we can't deny that. However, with the increasing rate of divorces and separations across the world, single parents are inevitably increasing. The balancing act of work, family life, and nurturing the children goes to another level when being a single parent. While all single parents struggle, there are some unique struggles of the mother, from the breaking of marriage to the everyday parenting, responsibilities, societal pressures, etc., etc. So today I'm going to be taking you through the real life story of one such single parent who's faced such challenges in life, such ups and downs, but yet she's never failed to smile. She's known for her smile all across the social media, and without any further delay, let's proceed towards our first guest's house. Our guest tonight can pretty much motivate every woman with her recharged energy, presence and positivity. Hailing from Pakistan, please welcome Razia Sultan.
Hi guys, and welcome to our show, The Common People.
So Razia, you're everywhere on social media, be it Snapchat, Twitter or Facebook. You have a lot of followers, and our viewers, your followers would like to know, how did this all initiate? Yani, where did this start from, your journey of being a social media person?
It was a very funny thing. It started off because of Dubai traffic.
Okay.
I normally would go to work in the morning.
Right.
Very sleepy, very tired, and stuck in traffic for a long time. It started off just trying to keep myself happy, motivated for work.
Okay.
So I would just do a lot of makeup, not a lot of makeup, but enough makeup to look alive. And when I look at my own face in a camera or in a video, it would energize me too. So it started off with small clippings, chai pee rahi hu, music chal raha hai, and as and when my following started, and the followers would ask me questions from, how do you wake up so early?
Okay.
Why do you smile so much? And stuff like that. And then when they started, so it was just a series. Like it just started off with just basically trying to keep myself happy in traffic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is when you started doing videos, and that's how you got a lot of followers. And
these kind of things actually catch many people's eye, because when somebody out of the blue just starts laughing and drinking chai and makeup, then you have people who follow your eyeliner, your eyebrows. My eyebrows have actually become a cliche.
Really?
So there are many things which was like, people started following me for reasons.
Okay.
When you put a hashtag on your video or a picture, people find you somehow or the other. So one person to another person to another person. So it was just basically, I've been given the title catchy personality for that reason. It's just started like that.
That's something really very interesting to know.
And it was never to motivate someone, just myself.
Okay. So Razia, tell us something about your past.
Single parent for the last 14 years.
Okay.
Recently married, but I still consider myself a single parent because that gives me more power.
So how long ago did you get married?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell us about your journey as a single mother. I'm sure it must not have been easy, and I would like our viewers, to know how did you cope up with the challenges of being a single mother? How was your journey overall, and what kept you going?
Life is never easy. It's all about, everybody has it hard. Nobody has it easy. I refuse to believe that somebody has it easy.
Right.
Everybody has it hard. Some have it a little harder than the others. But what keeps you going is, I always tell people this: if you have a weakness, make it your strength.
Okay.
Because in many phases of my life, my child was my weakness. I was, whether I was taunted for it, whether I was put down for it, whether they tried to take away my child, everything was around my child. More than me as a person, everything was around my child. So for me, single parenthood or single motherhood is never easy, but by making him my strength, actually made life, I won't say easier, but better.
Okay.
And when I say strength, I mean whether it's connected to moving forward in your career, educating yourself, striving for better, a better lifestyle, just yourself, a better human. Spirituality, मतलब आप अपने अंदर दीन इस्लाम की भी बात करो, because it's all about faith as well.
Yes.
So if you're a good human, you're even a teacher to your child.
Yes,
So
of course.
everything you do and everything revolves around your weakness. So technically, you make it your strength.
Right.
So that's been.
So, knowing you now, Razia, our audience would like to know, how did you manage to turn the tables around? How so much negativity in your life was converted to so much positivity? You're such a positive person now, as we all know, and we know you a lot through your live videos on Facebook and Instagram. So how did you manage to, from a negative phase, how did you be so positive?
One, it's all about upbringing.
Okay.
Okay, I would thank my mom for it. Mama. And two, I'm very practical.
Okay.
I'm very practical. I mean, if I look at something or a situation or something, I'll be like, what does this do for me? It's like, what's the use? If I do something like this, what's the use? I mean, like, it has to have a meaning. So if somebody tells me I cried all night because I was dumped, I'll be like, okay, what did crying get you till morning? A migraine? I would rather you go on the prayer mat and pray and cry to Allah. Very simple, because at least uska kuch fayda hota hai.
Right.
It's a very practical thing. It's not about. I'm not even trying to preach religion here. I'm trying to teach you a way of life, something very practical. Your faith gets you places. Your crying just gives you a migraine. I'm serious, and I don't like medicines.
You're funny.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. Ask anyone. I hate medicines. So I have cried all night,
Okay.
and I've had severe migraines. But there was no use. So I had to find a way. So if I want to find a way, the only way you can find something in life is to go get it.
Right.
In many interviews in my office, they actually call me a go-getter, because I won't sit on my backside for things to happen.
So you have this aggressive personality.
No, it's not aggressive. It's called a go-getter personality.
Okay.
You do not wait for miracles to happen. You make them happen. My PE teacher in school used to say something that you do your best, let God do the rest.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
cute.
if you don't do your best, how do you expect
Right.
Allah to do anything for you?
Yeah, that is very true. That is actually very true.
So it's positivity comes from there, because the minute you realize that you're doing something more than just cribbing about it, like I told you about the traffic bit.
Yeah.
I could sit there, like many people tweet about it. Oh my God, Sheikh Zayed is blocked. Oh my God, Emirates Road is
Yeah.
blocked. Oh my God, I didn't get sleep. oh my God, I didn't get chai. Oh my God, oh my God. I'd rather see, smile, dance in the car and have a happy outlook. Yeah. And one more thing, if you actually put on makeup, it does make you happy, or it does make you look alive and fresh.
Okay.
So I found happiness in makeup.
That's again very funny.
No, because you have to find something that makes you comfortable, happy,
right.
and something that motivates you.
Right.
I found my motivation in doing silly things, keeping myself happy, keeping others, and in turn, energies are very, very what do you call that? Transferable. Contagious.
So Razia, since you have a huge fan following, okay, I think about there are 30,000 people on your Instagram who, almost you can say 30,000 people on your Instagram, who are your followers, who would like to see you on a daily basis, and I'm sure amongst them there are many single mothers. Since our topic revolves around single mothers today, I would like you to give one important advice to the single mothers.
I would like you guys to actually throw away somewhere, tuck it away, or bury it somewhere, the victim mentality.
Wow.
We are not victims, we are survivors. So the day you chuck that victim mentality, that why did this happen to me, rather it's happened, I need to find a way around it. It's all about, like I said, going and getting things done, is the day you'll actually sit up there and say, no, I've done something in life. So victim mentality is actually a person's, or I would say any woman's downfall.
Right, I am truly inspired by your answer. I mean, this couldn't have been said in a better way. The only problem with our society and with the women of our society, not all but most of them, I can say, is that they think they're victims. They think that, oh my God, this happened with me. Now what should I do? Where do I go? And my life is over. But that is not the case, And we have an example right in front of us, which is Razia Sultan. I mean, nobody can have handled the situations she's been through. I was 21. And exactly. See, now if you look at her age, 21, girls are, totally, lost.
I know. I look at all the 21-year-olds nowadays, and I just want to hug them, and I want to tell them, just don't get married, don't have kids, because it's actually, at that point I thought I was over 30, because mentally I was over 30.
Yes, you're mature. You're very mature.
I had no choice.
Yeah, life made you mature rather. So I think this is a very important advice, and I request all the viewers, to pay attention to it, to think about it, and don't think of yourself as a victim. Rather, think of yourself as a survivor, as rightly said by Razia. So Razia, tell us what makes you wake up every morning and go face the world with a big smile. I mean, I think every morning when I see your videos, I am a huge follower of you, by the way, on Facebook and Instagram. And all your videos throughout, you're smiling and you're so happy, and you're
Alhamdulillah.
Exactly, Alhamdulillah, mashallah. And you're decked up, and I think that's amazing. How do you manage to do that? Because when I wake up in the morning, honestly, I'm so cranky,
I am too. I am human.
Okay.
I'm human.
So how's the transition from being cranky to being so positive in the car? Your smile.
Okay, I'm going to give you a step by step.
Okay.
I actually get up in bed and I look at the alarm clock. I've got about 10 alarms that go off.
Oh my God.
It starts at 5 o'clock. For me to wake up at 5:45, it starts at 5 o'clock. And it takes me 45 minutes to get out of bed. I'm human, I told you I'm human.
Yes.
And every alarm, I'm like, I'm not going to work. I don't want this. Then I think about Safwan. I think about fees. I think about cars. I think about my phone. I think about everything. And then I'm like, Alhamdulillah, I have a job. Alhamdulillah, I have a car. Alhamdulillah, I have a house. And what pays for all that is the thing that you don't want to go to. So I'm like, so I just kick myself up and say, go. Now, the minute I freshen up, obviously that's not freshening up, but it's something you put on your face. There were days before I used to actually go to the office and do makeup, but I used to crib till I go to the office. So I used to be like, what? So I started with just a BB cream.
Okay.
And then it went on and on. But every time I would do something different, I would love to take a picture of it. I was not a very confident person about my looks. The reason I started to take a lot of selfies was because I used to think I look ugly. I think I look this, I look that. You know, when one of the most, it happens to all women most of the time, especially single mothers, when they're left.
Okay, right.
They always have that mentality that there's something wrong with me. And it's human. It's human to feel that. At times I still feel it at times.
How did you come out of that feeling? You know, like you said that if
you look $1 million. You just asked me why. How do you do it? I make sure my hair looks nice. I make sure I look nice. I make sure, every compliment I get, for example, for a selfie, it builds you up. A girl who's gone through a divorce, as a woman, as a friend, as a colleague, as a normal woman on social media, anywhere, try to empower our girls rather than just making them feel miserable or letting them be in their victim mentality or something. I mean, it's all about small things. It's a small step.
Right.
Every woman can do that, and we women can do it. Men cannot do anything. Men basically are born to make our life difficult. But seriously, as women, we need to start building each other up. That's it. I think that would solve most of the problems.
Right, okay, very well said. Now that you've mentioned men make life difficult, I mean, I'm sure that was a joke, but men reminds me of your husband. I'd like to know, what is the one best thing that you can, tell us that you've learned from your husband in the last 2 years that you've been married and you're staying with him? What's the best thing that you've learned from him?
Acceptance.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. It's not impossible for anyone to take your child, and he's got a child too.
Okay.
So, because he loves my child so well that it has taught me to love his even more. And upbringing does matter. The one thing that I've learned out of this marriage is upbringing matters a lot.
Right.
That's why I would want to bring up a good son. At least my daughter-in-law is going to be very happy. He's going to take care of himself. He's going to make sure that he makes at least noodles for himself, not any.
Noodles? How about biryani?
I'm going to teach him how to make biryani. But
do you know how to cook biryani?
Yes, I do. My son loves biryani. Don't think I don't know anything.
Okay.
But the thing is, I learned that it starts from us. Again, I go to that point.
Right.
Upbringing. So the mother is responsible.
Yes.
So it all points down to that. So from him, I learned acceptance, and acceptance not only of everything. He's accepted me with whatever I have. So ultimately, I accepted him with whatever he's got.
Right.
In a marriage, the day we decide to accept that we both are made of flaws, expectations lower down.
Right.
Then you become grateful, and gratefulness is the key to happiness.
Beautifully said, Razia. I couldn't agree more with what you have said. So to sum it up, it's like a rapid fire, but the other version of rapid fire, and I've named it the quick fire.
I hope I'm decent.
Hope so too. Okay, so the first question: what person or personality has influenced you? We'll get that refilled. So, what person or personality has influenced you the most?
Mothers.
Okay.
And having said that, my mother.
Okay. What is it that you look forward to do every single day?
Smile.
Wow. Okay. Where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
Smiling.
Smiling all the way? Okay. If you were to write a book about yourself, what would you name it?
Smile. No, it's going to be about gratefulness, the attitude, gratefulness, basically, is the key to happiness. So.
Okay. And lastly, what is your favorite quote?
Smile. It's contagious.
Hi guys. That was a small little intro and a look into our lives. I think what we need to realize and keep in mind is to empower each other, stay happy, most of all, grateful. And you could have been in a worse situation. So if you keep this mentality, you would never ever call yourself a victim. I would suggest kill everything, all the feelings, everything with your happiness, all the negativity. And a positive mind is actually a progressive mind. So before I melt in this heat, I would like Sanya also to say something. Jan. She says Jan. We've had a long night, so she's gone with the voice. Anyway, please do share our channel, like our subscribe to our channel, like, share, comment. If there's anything you would like to share with us, if you have anyone who has a story, anything that they would like to come forward to, please don't hesitate. Everybody can contribute to our community in their own little way, big way. You might actually inspire a lot of people. Never underestimate your story. Never. And smile. Love you loads.